Market's down 1,000 points in 2 days. Dow closed down 260 points, 2% in the S&P. We are at the crossroads of a new life in terms of trading, in terms of markets, in terms of the economy of the world, in terms of world history. Really, these are unprecedented times. Okay? We're seeing things that we don't know really how to deal with. We're seeing times that are fascinating, gears that are moving, way too many moving parts, big trades on, risk, fear, unexpectedness, uncertainty, calamity and economic activity, a world in turmoil, markets in turmoil. Okay? What happened last week? Okay? What's fascinating to look at is perhaps why the vote went the way it did is sort of why we're seeing the popularity of Mr. Trump here in the U.S. Is that isolationist point of view. It's that, like, I got to worry about me. I don't want to worry about them, right? I don't want things to come over from the other side of the pond and mess with my business, my economy, my family. I don't want to live that way anymore. I'm not going to make a comment on what my opinion is about that. I'm just going to talk about the facts that we're seeing. So that vote could catapult the world into a big change. It already has. We're down 1,000 points. Dollar rallying like crazy. British pound down big time. S&P downgrades the British economy. Potential for other countries to leave the EU as well. Okay? Economies in turmoil. What's really going to happen? How is this going to affect everything? And markets. Okay? Normally you and I have spoken that we've got these things that we trade in line with each other. When we couple with the oil trade or decouple from it and whatnot, what's going on in China and whatnot, how activity, geopolitically, economically, market-wise, will affect us and affect markets around the world. How what happens here affects what's going on there, and then it comes on back on home around the world, right? So right now, I think we're in a complicated mode here. Eventually, flight to safety ends up in the U.S. We usually end up decoupling the bad news abroad unless it really impacts us. And we end up being the place where people will put their money. I still net believe that will happen. I just believe that it may take a little bit longer than usual. Don't get your lederhosen in a twist. You're going to have to be patient here. Is it time to jump in and start buying stocks? I don't get that sense right away. I think we've got a lot of complicated stuff. New rules. Okay? I'm not clear, and as I've often said to you, I'd rather hop on the train as it's leaving the station than stand in front of a sharp weapon and try and decide when to catch it. Okay? Today, market opened down, went down, broke through a lot of different technical levels, bounced off them, but ended up almost at the lows. Okay? A 2,000 level in the S&P, psychological level, not a support level. 1990 level, a bit of a support, bopped off of that. But we could be in bear territory. So, all that being said, these days are going to be a day at a time, very telling. I am not going to carry anything over from one day to the next. Okay? It's just too dangerous. There's too many moving parts to this thing. And I'm not sure what's going to happen. And clearly, the powers that be have no idea what's really going to happen. How fast things are going to happen over there, if it's going to have a contagion effect with everyone else, how does that affect economic activity, earnings, whatnot, foreign exchange, U.S. markets, or whatever. It's wild. It's crazy. And I'm not going to predict anything. We're going to take it a day at a time. That's the way to live. Tomorrow morning, we'll pick it up again. We'll look at our day. We'll analyze it to the best of our ability and make that trade. Hop on a moving train. Don't stand in front of a sharp weapon. Okay? Maybe make a shopping list, but I'm not ready to jump in. I love you all. NYSE Einstein.